Welcome back to the LeRoy and Lewis Kitchen, everybody, where this week we are focusing on yet another one of our vegetable sides, which is becoming increasingly more and more popular. This week we're going to show you how we make our pastrami brine smoked beets. There are many ways to cook a beet. You can roast them, you can wrap them in foil, you can throw them in your smoker, right into the firebox. But what I found easiest for me here at LeRoy and Lewis is to steam them. So that's what we're going to do right now. What I've got here is a tamale making pot. It's got a little net thing here in the bottom, so we can put some water in and it'll only steam without boiling anything on the bottom. And quite simply enough, we're just going to throw our beets in. These are your classic standard red beets, nothing special, but they've got a skin on the outside of them. So by steaming them, we're gonna cook them through until they're nice and tender, and then this outer dirty skin will just peel right off, kind of like a thinner potato skin, and we'll have some beautiful tender beets. Beep. And now we let these steam until they are completely tender. It has been a good hour and a half and these beets are nicely steamed. You can tell they're nice and tender because when I take the old probe, just like testing a baked potato, they go in nice and smooth, no problemo. So now we're gonna pull them out. And as you can see, just by picking them up with these tongs, that skin on the outside is already starting to peel off, which means you know you did something right. Now that these beets have sufficiently cooled down, they are ready to be handled, and to peel them could not be simpler. Grab yourself a beet and you can simply just peel it off. You can do this when it's hot as well, but it's a little bit easier on the hands if you let them cool first. But simply just gonna go around and peel all this skin off until we're left with a beautifully nice cleaned beet. In we go. If they're being difficult, you can always use a rag or a paper towel or something, but because we steamed them, these skins just come off real easy. Done! Look at all those skins left behind. And that's how you peel a bunch of beets. Ooh, very nice. Now I'm gonna make the brine for our pastrami brined beets. So I'm gonna pretty much eyeball as much water as I think we'll need. Maybe a little more. We're gonna go with 7 kilos. And to that, I'm going to add 5% salinity. So let's see what that adds up to. 350 grams, please. I am also going to add the same amount of sugar. Very nice. Gonna go in and mix that up, and I am using some pretty warm water here, and that's just because it's gonna really help the sugar and salt dissolve easier. I would never do this with meat though, because we don't wanna cook the meat, but these beets are already cooked, so shouldn't be an issue. Looking good. I'm gonna throw some lightly crushed garlic in here, add some extra flavor. Also, some mustard seeds, why not? How about a pinch of some red pepper flakes? And I'm just eyeballing all this stuff. Not too importante. Also got some coriander. I don't have any full coriander, so we're gonna throw some ground coriander in there. Ooh, that smells good. A little extra of that. Star anise from downtown. How about a shot of black pepper? Bam. Why not? A couple of allspice berries can't hurt anything. And we'll throw a cinnamon stick in the mix as well. Why not? And you can get pretty creative with this, as much or as little as you like. Any of these kind of fall flavor warming seasonings are gonna do real well. You could also use an off-the-shelf pickling spice, something like that. But I literally just went through the pantry back here and threw in whatever I thought would sound good. So this is what we're going with today. Just gonna mix this all up, make sure everything's nicely incorporated, and then we'll pour it over the beets. This is another advantage of having a hot brine, is that it's gonna really open up all of these flavors and make sure everything comes out very tasty. All right, let's do it. This brine is immediately red. Did I nail it? Oh, perfect. Beautiful. Alrighty, I'm gonna pop this into the refrigerator overnight, and then we'll cut them up, smoke them up, hit them with a little seasoning, and serve them. I know it's weird, but it's gotta be done. That's actually surprisingly good for an extremely concentrated brine. Evan, we should definitely throw some pork chops into this brine once the beets come out. What do you think?
Should be a 5-minute interjection, just putting gloves on. So 2 parts pepper and then 1 part coriander, 1 part brown sugar.
Yeah, you can also kind of eyeball it.
Yeah.
It's a very scientific method of rub combination. So classic pastrami rub is just pepper and coriander. They're both kind of coarse ground, and they both hydrate, kind of like the pepper on a brisket, because it's steamed. But we put a little brown sugar in here to accent the sweetness of the beets. Beets are already nice and salty sweet on the inside from the brine. They've already got all the aromatic flavors. And throw them in this pan, and then we're going to coat them in rub. So we got this rub going on the beets. That's good. Don't need too much. Just enough to coat everything nicely. Just mix that through.
Looks like pastrami.
Yeah, that looks good. Let's get them on the smoker.
All right.
So it's Wednesday. We got a smoker full of beef cheeks. Cole's putting these on pretty close because we want them to just heat up and get a little bit of smoke. They're already fully cooked. We just want to get some smokiness on the outside of them without them drying out too much. And we just got this pan covered in foil because we don't want to clean it, scrub it down later, and get all the smoke off of it. Is your favorite part of working at a barbecue place sticking your entire head inside the smoker, Cole?
It is, actually. It is. Trying to look like Ben Stiller when he works in the mines. I think I caught the black lung.
Okay, we're going to just let these go for about 45 minutes to an hour. Alright, beets are ready. Let's pull them out. They don't look too different. They definitely look a little bit dried out on the edges, on the skin. They're going to be nice and smoky. That's it. Let's take them inside and cut them up.